How's everybody doing? Sorry, I'm just setting little bits of the stream up. Hey, Harvey. What's going on? Yeah, I'll wait for, I don't know, another minute or two before I get into the update for everybody. Just make sure we got people in here. I'll give it till 1:03, and I'll get into it. But yes, how is or you know, anything new going on with everybody? I'm sure we're all feeling the election blues right now. Alright, well, no one wants to talk, so that's fine. I'll just get into it. So I'm not going to do a video today. I'm just going to do this live stream. Probably make it a somewhat short one, just depending on how engaged people are, I suppose. I'm still not at 100% after my uncle passed away last week. Or week and a half ago now. I can't even remember the exact. It was the day after the election, so again, I got hit with a double dose of bullshit. Hey, Silversight, what's going on? But yeah, to be clear though, I am definitely enjoying the show from. It's doing terribly on the channel, so is what it is. I'm still gonna cover it because I like it. Did the same thing with devs when it wasn't doing well, and y'all know me, views count, but only to a certain degree, as long as I'm having a good time, and I'm definitely enjoying that show. But yeah, I'm not gonna do a video today, so don't expect a video for this week either, but next week I'll get back to it. Like I said, I'm still just feeling it a little bit with what happened with my uncle, the election. They both kind of sent me into a bit of a depressive stint that I'm going through right now. It's not the worst one I've ever been in, so like I'm doing okay, but could be doing better, that's for sure. I mean, what do you guys think of the show From? if you're watching those videos or the show at all. Or what do you think about the election? Both are pertinent topics at the moment. And thank you, Silversight. I know they will get better. It's just a bit of a rough patch right here. You know, is what it is. But I figured for, you know, at least like an hour or so, we could all chit-chat and hang out for just a bit. Misery loves company. That's just me being dramatic, by the way. I wouldn't say I'm in total misery right now, but again, could be a lot better. I get you. Yeah, I mean, my measuring stick for views kind of just varies. It really depends on the show I'm covering, because some shows just do better than others. Interview with the Vampire was a big hit. Dark, way back when I did that, was a big hit. Both shows I wouldn't have expected to be, but they were. Umbrella Academy did really well when I watched that. But then, like, some of the bigger shows that I would have expected to do a lot better, like House of the Dragon or The Last of Us, they didn't do super well. So, I mean, you never know. I remember when I did Devs, like I said, it was really low view count for a long time, and then as time went on, people kind of trickled in well after the fact. So I'm very glad I continued on with the show, which is why I'm going to do the same for From. Hey Shayna. Only thing you missed is me saying I'm not going to do another video this week, but I will get back to it next week. Still pretty in my feelings, I guess, with what happened with my uncle and with the election. So I'm just going to take one more week to get my head on straight. I remember when I did Avatar: The Last Airbender, that also did very not good. And I was just like, oh, I thought the show was popular. I don't know what happened. When I finished that show, though, I was pretty... I don't want to say disappointed, because there's a lot of potential I saw. But at the same time, I think it fell very short. Especially of the original. So I was just like, meh. Kind of glad I didn't continue on with that show. And the views for that one were doing terribly. And still to this day do terribly. It's not like a Debs situation where after a while people were like, oh, look at these videos, let's check them out. That show finished and everyone just immediately forgot about it. Which is completely understandable. And I'm sorry, Mr. Moore. And it's okay. Life goes on. Yeah, the election just, I don't know, man. I had a feeling it was gonna go this way, but it's still, like, really just pissed me off, I think is more the right word. With what happened with my uncle, made me very sad. What happened with the election made me very mad. So the combination of the two things definitely put me in a down state. And I'm glad you finally caught the notification. Been missing seeing you in here. I am smad. Yes. I gotta stay off TikTok too. TikTok, like, it's giving me tons of videos about the election results and, like, what's coming up for all of us. And it just makes me mad. Like, it just makes me so unbearably pissed off. I'm like, I gotta stop watching this shit, dude. Like, it's not good for my mental health. But I also want to stay in the loop, so it's, you know, bad either way, I suppose. But like I said, I kind of anticipated this to be the outcome of the election. The pendulum swings almost every year, every election cycle. It just goes one way, then way far the other direction. So I had an inkling this was how it was going to go. Oh, I've been loving Blue Sky. I'm probably just a couple weeks away from just deleting my Twitter. One, because fuck Elon Musk. Fuck that piece of shit. I know he'll never watch this video, but I hope you get a clip of this, Elon Musk. You're a fucking asshole. And I would love to not support him in any singular way, including being one of the numbers on his X site. And I've been really enjoying Blue Sky. There's a lot of people I follow art-wise on there that have, like, followed me back, and it's a nicer community since it's still fairly small in comparison. You're all good. I've still never actually watched Gilmore Girls. That is a show I have never, like, really given a chance. I think I've seen, like, half of an episode or something like that. Same here, Shayna. I voted. I did my part in trying to prevent it from happening, but here we are. I've seen a lot of people say, for the next 4 years, I don't want to see anyone complaining, and I'm a little bit of the same mind, where I'm just like, popular vote went to him. Anyone has regrets on that vote in the coming 4 years, like, I don't want to hear it. Y'all made your choice. And we're all gonna have to pay for it, so I'm just gonna endure it. And I agree. That does mean a majority of the country have fallen into the MAGA cult. Or, well, I don't even know if that's entirely true. Because I know I have some family members who voted Trump who are very much not in the culty mindset of, like, oh, everything Trump does is so much better. They just genuinely fell for the bullshit that somehow Kamala Harris was way worse. I don't know how you fall for that. I truly don't. Like, I really don't understand that. But they're not like, rah rah, go Trump, let me get an American flag and say fuck everyone's human rights. They just really somehow believed that he would be better. So I don't think the entire, like, a majority of the country is in that MAGA cult. I do think a very large amount is, which is unfortunate, but I don't think it's everybody. Because, yeah, like I said, I have a brother who is very much not into that MAGA mindset, but I'm like 99% certain he voted Trump. And I think it's solely because people really bought into the whole, like, oh, the cost of living is terrible now. And it was better when Trump was here, thanks to Obama's policies, but whatever. People don't understand that policies enacted by a president take time to take effect. So the effects you're feeling during the current presidency is 90% of the time because of the former presidency. So all the terrible shit going on in the Biden administration, most of it is because of Trump's presidency when he was in office. And if the next 4 years end up being a little bit better, I guarantee it's because of Biden. Although I don't think it's going to be better the next 4 years. I think we're in for some bullshit, because Biden wasn't a great president either. Anyways. Oh, it's all Arcane spoilers. Oh, is season 2 out? I still need to watch that. I definitely need to catch up. Luckily, I don't see spoilers for stuff like that on the internet. I'm really good at avoiding spoilers. I don't know how, but I always seem to avoid them. And it is true. It is at the rest of our expense. Did I lose friends over the election? No. I mean, it's mostly family that I know who voted a certain way and are part of the MAGA cults, but I don't know. I like don't have the energy in me to be so upset that I like cut people off. I'm just like, whatever, dude. You've been like this for the last 8 years. It's not like it's a surprise to me. Why are there so many cults in Oregon? Like, there's so many stories of cults in Oregon. And I think so too, Shayna. Misinformed, especially on what the fuck a tariff is. Like, oh my god, man. Again, I'm like making myself mad talking about this. Hi, Rody. Yeah, we'll see. We will see, just about. Party loyalty is, I mean, it's hard to avoid it, because you have one party that is very actively... I'm just going to say it. I don't care if it pisses people off. You have one party that is very actively against human rights in favor of profit, and one that is a little bit more towards human rights, but still not enough. So I'm gonna pick the lesser of two evils there, party-wise, and I'm probably gonna always vote Democrat. That's just the way our whole system works. It kind of forces you to be a party loyalist, because otherwise you're gonna get screwed. Like, you're gonna get screwed no matter what in the US when it comes to politicians. But one is going to significantly screw you over more, again, with the benefit of, oh, maybe I'll have a little bit more money. So, it really depends. Like, do you value your checkbook more, or do you value human rights more? It's really what it boils down to, I feel like. Well, maybe men should stop being such fuckheads most of the time. Then you'll stop being demonized by women and other people. I don't know. It's a crazy concept. The Hispanic vote was very surprising to me. That I did not see coming. But again, here we are. When... I don't know. There's a lot about this election that was very unsurprising, and a lot that actually was very surprising. The demographics of the voters was one of those very surprising moments for me. At least in some cases, because seeing that white, non-college educated people almost entirely voted for Trump, I was like, that tracks. Seeing that there was a majority in the Hispanic vote, that surprised me. Are you saying they're purposely spoiling it in my comment sections? Because I've been avoiding some of the comments on those videos for that reason. Or are you saying in yours? What's up, random? It's been, what, 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Or since the stream, it's probably been like a month. These last months are the last good months that I am for damn sure going to make them good. Yeah, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. And random. I'm trying to find a way to say this in like the least controversial way. I agree with you on what you just said. I guess that's the best way I could put it. I kind of agree with you there. Well, again, if you tell someone that Trump is a 34 count felon, they're like, well, he was never actually convicted. It wasn't made official. And even if he was, it was all rigged. They were just against him because he's gonna clear the swamp or whatever the fuck like buzzwords they're gonna come up with to defend their cult leader. There's no getting through to these people, like, at all. The only solace I can take is this is his last term. He cannot run for president after this. And I don't believe he's going to go full dictator and refuse to leave office. Like, I know many people are worried about that, and it's valid to be worried about that, but I truly don't think that is going to happen. So this is the last time we have to deal with him specifically. But there are still plenty of other Trump loyalist politicians who are going to try and take his place, including his children. So it's not exactly over once he's out of office 4 years from now. But we'll be done with him specifically, and thank fuck. I mean, I'm still on season 1, random. But anyways, off the election talk for a moment. I really like it. It's perhaps not as scary as I anticipated, but I am only 2 episodes in, so I'm like, I have no idea how they plan on proceeding with it. But in the case of most TV shows, it's hard to keep like fear going at a constant rate, so I kind of expected it to be not entirely scary all the time. But even character-wise, I'm like, I'm digging these characters, I'm digging the setting. The actual scary moments that have occurred actually got me. It's pretty darn good. And yes, I have checked out Agatha all along. I thought it was really good. Again, on YouTube, which is filled with a lot of right-wing little assholes who just hate anything that is quote-unquote woke, I see a lot of negativity towards it, but I thought it was extremely well written. There was a lot of good representation in my particular case, seeing an openly gay character with an actual kiss on screen that you can't just cut out for other countries that don't want to show that kind of stuff because it is pertinent to the plot. I really enjoyed it. I liked all the practical sets and sort of practical magic that they used throughout the show. There wasn't a huge explosion-y extravaganza at the end. There was a climax for sure, but it was good. Like, it was actually a very well-written show that I liked a lot. I'm just sad that I can't play Wiccan. I really wanted to. Oh, I get a new puppy. And yes, thank you very much, Shayna. I am very glad you recommended that show for me. I am thinking I might just do one season and then jump to another show before I go on to like a second season, so it might take me like a good while to get through the show. I just don't know if I can do 3 consecutive seasons just back to back to back to back. Like, I don't want to get bored of the show. I think I just dropped my phone. Oh, you did. So yeah, I might do like one season of From, and then jump into either The Leftovers or another show that's coming back. I don't know if there's any new shows coming up that I really want to watch. I know there's the second season of The Last of Us, but that's not until next year sometime. Well, I guess it is almost next year now, so that might be what I do next. Depends on when it comes out. Is there anything else going on? Is there like a Marvel show that is coming up that I'm unaware of? I mean, the fandom for the show is definitely very vocal as well. Random. I love that. I mean, they didn't explicitly say that Rio was like the co-parent to Agatha's baby, because they did even say specifically, like, well, they said no magic was used to create the baby. You know, she made him from scratch, which is where his name came from. But there was definitely no mention of any man in her life or anything like that. So Rio could be, you know, the quote-unquote father of Agatha's baby. But I thought it was a great show. I agree, Rhodey. They really should keep Jack Schaefer for the Scarlet Witch movie. I think she has a far better understanding of like the witch magic corner of the MCU and the character of Wanda. So I would love that. Oh, they'll whip it. Severance is a show that I've been considering watching. Dark Matter, I'm on the fence. Hey, Germany Kev. How is Dune Prophecy? I've heard it's good, but not great. And when you compare it to the movies, it's like almost a slight letdown, but it's also not a bad show, is like the general consensus I've been hearing about it, which makes me interested, but I'm not sure if I'm going to jump in on that one. Every good show has a good cliffhanger at the end of a season. Or every good mystery show does, at least. So I kind of anticipated that, Shayna. And again, I want to continue with The Leftovers, but I'm worried the show is just too depressing. Like, I'm genuinely concerned that it is just too depressing of a show. Oh, that's right. There is going to be another season of What If. I really like What If. I might do that, actually. Yeah, I don't do reactions to the movies. Well, I sort of did. I did a live stream for Black Panther because I never watched it in theaters. I waited until it came out on Disney Plus. Maybe I'll do the same for Captain America, because that's the one I'm kind of iffy on. I'm like, it doesn't look great, but it also doesn't look like it's bad. I just could give less of a shit about Red Hulk. I really, really don't like that character. So I'm very... I don't know, I'm really iffy on whether I want to watch that movie or not. I'm obviously going to. It's part of the MCU. I'm in it at this point. But the Thunderbolts I'm very excited for. That looks like a halfway decent Suicide Squad kind of style movie. And since the first Suicide Squad was so terrible, I'm curious to see if Marvel can pull it off. Hey, Maria. And I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It looks exactly like her. It had no magic. Was the kid did look a lot like Aubrey Plaza. Well, I'm hoping it is good, Random. Hope you enjoy it. Random. Do you not like House of the Dragon? So I think that show's better than Game of Thrones. This last season was a little bit of a letdown, but it wasn't bad by any means, I don't think. I mean, sometimes a depressing show is good to watch. I love a good cry. Not always on camera, but I mean, it's good to get the emotions out. What do you mean? Wanda did exactly that with her Hex. They're like the same. They did the exact same thing. The Penguin is one I might want to watch. Maybe I'll do that in between seasons for from, because my roommate watched it and he's like, dude, it is fantastic. So maybe I'll watch that. Who's one of your faves, Maria? What are you talking about there? That is true, Maria. It is not season 7 or 8 of Game of Thrones. And see, Winter Soldier, I think, is one of the best Marvel movies that has ever come out. And I also really like Civil War. The Captain America aspect of it is not why I'm disliking the look of that movie. It is just the Red Hulk stuff where I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. It's just Hulk but red. I've always found that character pretty boring. Yeah, Penguin is a strong contender for my next show, potentially. And someone was telling me I should get like a modern mullet, and then I could pull it off. And you know what? I probably could. I just don't know if I want to. Oh, me? Oh, that's so sweet. I mean, they both were in an emotionally turbulent state, which is what created their hex. So I feel like it's not that different. Wiccan's was just a little more subdued in terms of how noticeable it was. It is not entirely humorless. It is much more humorless than the original show, I will give you that. But I actually kind of like that. I don't feel like it's pretentious. Claustrophobic. I mean, just in terms of the world building, I feel like that's true. It's definitely much more contained. I'm gonna say that it. Shows that are a chore for me in the beginning are very difficult for me to get into, but maybe I'll watch it and be like, no, I love this from the get-go. Who knows? Oh, I hate Gotham. I think that show is fucking awful, if I'm being honest. But if you're saying it's like that, but with better writing, then maybe I will like it. I mean, I don't know the actor in question, so I'd have to watch it to find out. I'm also not sure about that, Rhodey. Maybe something they'll explore in another project, because clearly they want to continue on with that storyline in some way. As long as it's better than Gotham. I really, really don't like that show. Squid Games, I'm probably in to watch it, but the trailer that they dropped just made me feel like they're doing the same thing again, which that made me really nervous. I'm like, I love that first season so much. I really don't want to see just a repeat of like all the same games and all the same stuff happening again, just with the added twist of like, oh, well, he knows what's going on, so he's going to try and stop it. I want them to do more than just that. So I'm in, but I'm very cautious. That trailer did not give me a lot of reason to be super excited. I mean, I couldn't even get into Gotham beyond. I couldn't finish the first season. I was just like, I don't like this. I just don't like this. I mean, just considering how much of a sensation the Penguin kind of became, I would imagine it is better. I've seen some of the animated Harley Quinn series. I probably wouldn't cover that for the channel, but I should get back to watching that because I was enjoying it. I think I've only watched 2, maybe 3 episodes. I can't remember. I'd have to restart it, honestly, because I watched them when it first came out, and I was like, this is good. And for whatever reason, just didn't continue. But considering it's become such a sensation in its own right, specifically for the character of Harley Quinn and for Poison Ivy, I'm like, I should go back and watch that. Now, we were talking about Doom Prophecy earlier. I'm maybe going to watch it. Maybe. I doubt I'll do anything for the channel for it. Maybe just discuss it on like streams or something if I do decide to watch it, but I don't know. I'm almost a little tired of spin-offs where it's like I would like to just enjoy the main event and not every spin-off that has to come along with it. Marvel is sort of an exception for that just because it is technically all spin-offs. It's like one story leads into the next or somehow ties into the other one. So I've always enjoyed watching all the Marvel stuff. I shouldn't say I've always enjoyed watching all the Marvel stuff. Some of it's not very good. Some of it is really good. But I don't know. I feel like everything nowadays has to have a spin-off or a prequel or a tie-in, and I'm just like, can I just focus on the main stuff? I don't have the time to be watching like every little thing that comes out for a certain universe that has now come out, if that makes any sense. And yes, I've seen the